Country Podcast.
Y'all, welcome to the Doggone Country Podcast. It's Justin Bryan.
I'm Tyler Barron.
We got our friend Miss Kenna Elpers on here today.
Hey, what's going on?
Golly, Kenna, I ain't even seen you in forever.
I haven't seen you in a long time, I know.
I know. It's your 21st birthday.
It's my 21st.
Y'all dressed up. You got drivers with you?
I did. I don't look like this on a daily basis, I promise.
You're going to see our buddy Trent Glisson.
Yep.
We got to get him on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go see him tonight. I got class in the morning too at 9 a.m., so we're just going to roll with the punches.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to hurt.
I've made bets with people that I'm going to make it there.
Do you have Gatorade and Advil?
No, I got Brita, half a Brita, and like maybe a quarter of a banana in my fridge right now.
You'll be all right.
It should work.
Hangovers don't start to hurt till you're like 27, 28.
I've heard that. I've heard I'm still kicking it for a few years.
That depends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went through a stage, man, like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Hangovers kicked my ass, and then they got better, and now they hurt again.
They're bad again.
Yeah.
Well, you're a dad, so it just kind of, I feel like that comes with the title.
Does that mean that?
Like bad hangovers.
No. You can be a dad at like 16. That doesn't mean that you're going to have hangovers.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I don't know. I've never talked to a 16-year-old dad. It might be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We need to get one of them on a podcast.
Yep.
So Kenna, where are you from?
I am originally from Cynthiana, Indiana, and then I moved here to Nashville about 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
A
man.
long time. No, I'm kidding.
You got a lot of music out. We've been listening to you all week. We listened to your new song, but you got a bunch. I didn't know you had that many songs put out.
Yeah, I do. Some of them are like so old. They're from when I was like 15, 16, and I cringe, but they're more or less for like growth purposes. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching, you're just like, this is really bad, but people still listen to them. So
I think we all got that. Like,
yeah,
I look back
everybody
at
sucks at one point.
my old stuff, and I'm like, eesh.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, people said they liked that.
Everything I heard was great.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We were jamming to y'all on the way here. It was good.
What was that song? Head Out Hard?
Oh, that one's a newer one.
That's a banger. That thing's awesome.
Thank you.
And the new one. The new one's sick too.
Thank you. Yeah, Head Out Heart released in November, and I loved that song when we recorded it. But I love Mine Like Mine too. So
It's like a good, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
it is.
you write them all too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Head Out Heart was actually co-written. It was the first time I put out a song that was like co-written. Everything else has been like solely written by me.
Are you writing a lot now?
Yeah.
Why have we never wrote together?
We wrote once in your boat in your lawn, remember?
We did.
We did. Yes.
Sitting in the John boat.
Yeah, we wrote a song. We wrote a song called DTF in the back of a boat.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Remember Down to Fish with Trent?
Down to Fish.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, we wrote it. I walk up the driveway. I'm like, where are we writing today, boys? And he's like, we're writing in the boat. It's in this yard.
That was Trent's idea. And
That's the most Justin Bryan thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
it wasn't even my idea. I don't
Really?
think. I don't think so.
I don't know. I think you were just like, it's nice out. Should we write outside? And I think Trent was the one who was like, let's just write it in the boat because of the title.
And then we ended up putting the John boat on the water.
Yeah, we did. Went fishing.
We fished.
Yeah, I did not catch a single thing. I was so sad.
Really?
No, I didn't. You guys did all the catching. I tried. I tried once, and I think I almost lost the like pole or something. I'm sure. I think I got it caught on something. I was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna sit back and look pretty.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Everybody catches fish on that pond. That's a good pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not good at fishing.
I completely forgot about this.
That's the only time we've written together, though. Or you would think it would have been more, but
I know.
we should.
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure. We're going to book it. Put it on the calendar.
We're gonna book it.
Me and Tyler. Let's
Yeah.
write one.
It'll be
Let's
awesome.
do it. Let's write one.
Yo, I see him like 4 days a week, and I don't think we've ever sat down and actually been like, hey, let's write a song.
Well, we're always fishing or shooting something.
Yeah.
Usually.
Shoot, so-
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
This weekend, we've had a good weekend. This was
Yeah.
opening day of turkey season was Saturday, so we've been turkey hunting all weekend. And
I did know that, which is shocking. I don't know why I knew that. I didn't know that happened this weekend.
You're officially a Southerner.
I know.
because you live in
Everybody
Tennessee now.
talked about it. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Turkey Day opening!"
Yeah, we each killed a big bird this weekend, and then we're here today hanging out with y'all. It's your 21st birthday, big weekend, man.
It's a big weekend. I know it's about to be a big week.
So we talked about what's the song that he just said?
Head Out Heart or
Head Out Heart.
Head Out Heart.
So we listened to that on the way here. We both really like that song,
Thank you.
and we listened to your new one. What's it called?
Mine Like Mine.
Mine Like Mine.
Yeah.
My God, that's a
That's a
good
good
one
one.
too.
It's a bop.
the guitar and like some of the production stuff in there is freak. Like the little like the whitewash filter on that one voice and stuff.
Yes.
All right, this is sweet.
I loved that stuff.
Yeah.
It was sick. When we were like in the studio working on it, I remember like I'm really bad with studio lingo. Like I will look at somebody and I'll be like, I want you to make like a wow wow. Yeah. like this, right? Like that.
Yep,
I remember we're like talking at one point and I was like, I want like something that just makes my voice sound like not reverb. I want to be like echoey. And finally Greg was like a slap back. Like and he like explained it and it helped with like him being in the studio and helping me with that one. But yeah, it was awesome.
It's a killer song for sure.
I enjoyed it.
And if you guys don't know, y'all should go check out Kenna on Instagram. Her voice is insane.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's I feel like I know so many girls that are so good.
Yeah.
And none of them are being played on the radio or anything like that. Like,
oh yeah.
have you heard Emily Ann Roberts? That's been my new thing.
She's so good. And I finally just saw my first like post for like, it was like through CMT Awards, I think. Like I saw something with her there and things like that. But I have followed her for like 3 or 4 years now. And like,
incredible.
She's so talented. There's so many women. You gotta check her out.
Yeah,
She's so good. The one song, I can't think of it. It's like, something about a little, or I don't. It's like she talks really, like sings really.
I ain't got a whole lot, but I got a little.
Yeah, that song.
It's fine.
You let me go.
Yeah, that one.
Good.
Yeah.
That song is so good, and there's so many women.
She's country too.
I've sang with. Oh, she is country. I've sang with so many women, and I've written with so many women, and I'm like, gosh, like, there's women recently that I've been working with, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I'm like, they can sing and they can write, and it's Nashville though.
Yeah.
You know.
It's rough, man.
Yeah,
It's like
rough out here.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people you meet and see, and you're like, how do more people not know who you are? You know?
Oh yeah, there's so many. I did actually a good example of that, like talking about like male vocalist wise. Mine would be like Dave Finley.
Oh, dude.
I was talking about he and I wrote together in February.
Cool.
And we had played a writers round right before that, and I was like telling him, I'm like, you know, like, people around here know of him really well, but like you go to like my hometown and like I talk about him, they're like, who's that? I'm like,
yeah,
one of the best vocalists I've ever seen. Like, you gotta check him out. And gosh, his voice is amazing. And I'm like, he needs his own solo. Like,
he's got a ton of covers and stuff.
yeah, he does, and they're
like,
great.
Oh, it's awesome. He does a cover of Grandpa.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's my
I
favorite
showed you
one.
that video.
Yeah.
It's
It's
awesome.
my favorite one. It's literally how I found him, was through that cover. And I was like, my mom found him. Like we were about to go on an airplane, like go to California, and she had seen this guy just like pop up. She's like, oh, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take a gander. And she's like, Kenna, you have to hear this guy's voice. And so like when I saw him, I'm like, you guys don't know who this is?
So we'll miss this plane. You have to hear this.
Yeah, he's like literally, he's a prime example though of somebody that I think should be played on radio all the time because he's a great writer too.
Yeah.
He just had a song I think get cut by Chris Young. And his like
Really?
newest
Oh, wow.
album. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I haven't listened to Chris's new stuff.
I haven't either.
Here.
I haven't either until I saw that he
I
cut
know.
the song.
I know all of his old records.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just kind of sad, man. They're like, because we know them all. Like, we see them all. We're down here in Nashville where they're all at.
Yeah.
We know so many people that
There's so much
should
talent.
be the biggest thing out there, you know, you think, but
That's how I have felt like the past 6 months because I've gotten to know a lot more people.
Sure.
And like I'll like just talk to them and like they're like, oh, I've been here for like 15 years. And I'm like, but you're so good. I'm like, he's like, and I'm just playing, you know, standard couple week gigs and trying to make it. And I'm like, what?
yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So-
It is. There's a sadness to it.
Yeah. Especially when you like, it's, I don't know, just some of those people are so like, you get on stage with them and you're just like, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we've all been there. I know I have. Like, you're on stage, you're like, man, they're so much better than I am.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's literally,
and nobody
that happened
knows
to me
it.
this past weekend. That happened to me this past weekend. There's like, I think too, like, whenever it comes to, like watching music for me, like when I watch music, I always, like there's something about like when there's somebody can put like that just like intense show, like feeling that intensity. And like there are so many people down here who put that on every single night, like
Yeah.
whether it's on or off Broadway or wherever it may be, they put that show on every single night. And knowing that they're not getting credibility for that just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, like your show. When I watched your show whenever my mom came into town for her birthday and we went out there,
Yeah.
your show was a prime example. Like I was you're singing cover songs over here and I'm just like enthralled. I was like, oh my gosh, the fiddle player's going crazy. And you're like hitting these notes. I love artists that put on a show and just like freaking go hard and go heavy. And knowing that many artists don't get stuff from that just makes me kind of mad too.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a fun show, man. We had a good time. We got drunk and sang country songs, right?
Who's on fiddle?
I don't know. Was it Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy.
Lucy. So that's my full-time fiddle player.
Yeah. Your whole band was great. I hadn't seen you guys play in like a long time. And so like I was like watching it and I was like, dang, that's crazy. I was enjoying. We stayed the whole show pretty much. I think we left like 30 minutes prior because I needed to get Dad home.
I love your mom and dad. I love your mom and dad. Your dad came up to me like I came over there and talked to him a bunch, and I could tell exactly when your dad got drunk.
You can tell.
Because at first he was like, "Hey, Justin, what's going on?" and shake my hand. And the last time I walked up there, he just grabbed me and gave me a hug. He's like, "Man, you guys are badass."
Danny. No, because both of them, you can always tell, like by conversation, like when they're sober drunk tipsy, like whatever it is, the level. My dad, we're walking back to the car and he goes, I don't know if I should tell this but I'm going to. He says, Kenna, you ever heard, he's holding my arm, you ever heard the story about Cooter Brown? And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, I'm drunker than Cooter Brown. Like just no response. Made no sense whatsoever. I've had so much fun. And and my mom's like holding on to Caleb, just skipping, or Josh, I think it's my brother. They're just skipping. I'm like, ugh, they're a hoot. They're fun.
Your mom asked me 4 times that night if I liked the new single. I was like, yeah, I like it.
It's awesome.
I do.
That's what I love about her too, because like, you would think typically when you meet people and they're like drinking, they want to either like talk down on somebody or they're going to like talk about themselves. Like my mom talks about her kids and I love it. She talks about me. She talks about the boys.
Yeah.
Like, and she just highlights any accomplishment we've ever had. I know sometimes like somebody will bring up, oh, my kid plays soccer. Mom will be like, well, Kenna, she got that participation trophy when she was 6. So I'm like, yeah.
Your mom is definitely your biggest fan. There's no doubt about that.
My biggest critic. And that's what I need, you know?
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, she don't show the critic side to us.
Not to you, no. But it's like she'll be like, yeah, she's killing it. We'll get home and she'll be like, now, you can't be mean to people. Like, you've got to smile more, you know? And I'm like, yeah, that's so valid. Or she'll say, like, I liked this, but I think you could do this better. She does it in a good way. It's a constructive criticism.
I was hoping they'd be down here.
I know. They were going to try.
I guess if we were having this at my house.
Yes, they were going to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me that. She came in this past week, just for a day. Her friend was in town, and we're talking, and she goes, well, you know, I was going to surprise you. I said, Mom, you told me that 3 weeks ago. And she's like, did I really? And I was like, yeah, you kind of slipped up and said it. And I just didn't say anything. Like, I acted like I didn't hear it. She's like, well, we're not coming now. So
Oh,
enjoy.
my gosh.
She got me a stale gas station muffin and we put a candle in it and she sang to me that night.
When they coming down again?
I'm trying to talk them to coming down when I get out of school in May. I know they'll be down towards the end of summer because I'm moving out.
We all got to hang out when they come back.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fun.
And we got to write.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're making plans. We'll just get it on the
We
calendar.
got to make plans.
Make them now before I forget later.
Yeah.
So are you guys recording at all anymore or anytime soon?
So, not yet, but I gotta talk, you know,
Yeah.
about that next. But I have a few songs right now that I'm just like sitting on that I'm really loving. Some I've written by myself. One of them I've written like co-write type deal. I'm just trying to decide which lane I want to take next because I've been in a really sassy, if you can't tell by my I've been really sassy recently. I don't know. I guess I'm just full of just vinegar. Piss and vinegar.
Piss and vinegar. We can say that.
Say that? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. We've said
21 and suddenly I'm like a sailor.
we have said way worse on this
Okay,
podcast.
I'm full of piss and vinegar these days. So I'm like, Mom will be like, so what kind of song you write? And I'm like, I wrote a song about like hitting my ex-husband's truck with like a 2x4. She's like, what? But yeah, no, I've got some songs right now that I'm just like really loving that I think we could definitely work up. That'd be great.
Good.
I'm just still kind of on the mine high, and now I'm thinking about what's next.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So this is the first time we've ever met each other.
Yeah, I think I've met you in passing, but I've never
I was
like.
gonna say you look really familiar.
Yeah,
we know a ton.
Jesse and Justin's a lot.
Okay, we know
just-
a ton of the same people.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
I've been to their house, but I'm that weird kid in the corner that talks to two people because I don't know.
Were you at our baby shower?
I was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I
at
was
the
at the baby shower.
I was there.
I was blonde. That could be the difference too. I was very blonde.
Boy, I don't. There's a lot of your baby shower I don't recall.
You know what? That was a fun baby shower.
And the gender reveal.
And your gender reveal, I was there too.
There's a lot of your.
The gender reveal was awesome.
That's what I was thinking about. No, the baby shower is when I was hungover. That's when me and Addie were there. Me and my girlfriend were there, and we were both just sitting there like, she's sweating. And the thing, I'm like,
The baby shower. The
Yeah.
baby shower was adorable. The gender reveal was awesome.
The
The way you guys did that was so cool. I loved that.
that's what I don't remember so well.
The old guitar smash.
I remember
I feel so bad for Jessie. She's like sitting over there. Everybody's just getting like cranked up, and she's just sitting there pregnant.
I remember me and you sitting there taking shots, and I was playing the banjo, and that's like the last of it that I recall. I think.
Did you stay?
Did not stay for that part. I had to. I don't remember why. I had something later on that evening, and I had to leave early.
Man, we had a big bonfire and just people everywhere with instruments and singing. And I remember looking around the fire. I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, there's nowhere else in the world you can have
That's
this
so
much talent sitting around a bonfire. It was awesome.
I should have stayed. I went whenever you like fried that fish that one time. I was like, you had fish fry, and I went over there, and everybody pulled out their instruments there, and I was just watching enthralled. Again, another moment. I'm like, this is crazy. Y'all just do this.
That was at our old house.
Yeah, your old house.
Randomly, we had like an NFL player show up. Remember that dude?
What?
Yeah. The really freaking.
Yes, I thought. How did he get what?
I don't know. Somebody brought him.
I don't remember the context of that one.
Ryland brought him. He showed up with. He was like a Pittsburgh Steelers football player.
That sounds correct. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Riley would randomly know a Pittsburgh Steelers football player.
So, do you like the recording process? Like, when you, what's your favorite part?
Of
Are you
the process.
writing the song, recording the song, or performing the song? What's your favorite?
I do like the recording process, but I think there's something about performing it that's really cool because you get to when I like working up like a different live version of like things, pull
Yeah.
Garth Brooks. No, but I do like the recording process because it's a place where your creativity can go wherever.
Yeah.
I think like the writing process, it's very like for me nowadays too. Sometimes I have to like step away from it because I overthink it too much. But like you're sitting down for like hours at a time and I get antsy and ADHD or whatever, but. The recording process is nice because I can let all those weird thoughts that I had when I was writing just let them out. And if it's bad, it's bad. You just click the delete button,
If you have a hand in the producing process, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because even if it's like whenever we recorded mine, it still felt like with Craig producing that song and everything, it felt like I still had like full creative control in whatever. Like he was just kind of steering me and helping direct me in that aspect, and I learned a lot from it too.
Yeah.
And watching people do the things that I'm not good at, that's cool too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's something about putting a song together and that final product. I like that.
Yeah. It's great when you get to have a hand in it. Like I've done it both ways. I've went in studios with producers where I had a lot of input, and then I've went in where I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And it can be really fun or like
I agree.
ugh.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
I agree. Because there were a couple producers when I first moved here too
Yeah.
that I worked with, and it was like I was just kind of trying to feel out who would be best fit, and they were the ones that would like. They wouldn't say anything. Like I want input. I want somebody who's gonna sit there and like tell me like try this or do this. I don't like when they're just like. I don't like little man's hanging out. I forced them to bring the child. He's so cute.
Well, let's get Craig on here and let's talk about
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
All right, so we got Mr. Craig Campbell on here,
Yep.
producer of Mine Like Mine.
Oh yeah.
So you helped. She said you just kind of helped guide her along the way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That was most of that was her. We just she was just telling me how she wanted it to sound, and I tried my best to take what she was saying, those words, and
Sure.
put it and make it come to life in the studio.
So how did y'all do it? Did you? Because we were talking about recording and stuff, and she said she likes the recording process. Me, it's probably my least favorite part of a song.
Same.
Because I don't know anything about producing. I could tell you that I won a little bit like this, but the first song I ever did, we all went into a room with all the players in the same room and, drums in an isolated booth and recorded it like that. And I love that. But like nowadays it's, we haven't done that since. And did you guys do it like that?
Well,
or-
it's something like that. The way I do it is it's a process. I use a certain group of guys to get like the bass tracks to kind of get a foundation, if you will, and then we'll take that and live with it for a while, and then maybe overdub some steel guitar, some fiddles, other guitars or whatever accordion, whatever we feel like might make that song better.
Yeah.
And that, it's a process. I every time I go into the studio with somebody, especially as good as Kenna, I tell them, I was like, look, if you want it fast, it probably won't be as good.
Yeah.
But if you'll give me 6 months, I'm pretty confident I can turn out a good song for you. So.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the reason that I don't enjoy it as much. Everything I've done has been really quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
ship
is true.
it
This
off
was like a longer process for me.
Yeah.
And I loved the outcome.
Sure.
Like the final product was just crazy.
Man, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like the next time I record, I'm probably going to build a track and sit in my truck and listen to it for 3 months.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to pick it apart, man.
Because you think about it, man, and this is even with the master sessions that I've been on with records that I've done, you're expecting these professionals, and that's what they are, the guys in the studio. You're expecting them to bring a song to life in 45 minutes and totally represent how you feel about whatever that subject is. And I just don't believe that's possible.
Yeah.
It took me however long, how long it took you to write that song, but some songs take 8 or 10 different writing sessions to finally get it dialed in, and then you're expecting these guys to convey that in 30 minutes. It's just, I don't think that's possible.
Sure.
It definitely took me a few sit downs to write that song. But like even whenever, what I like that you did in the studio too is like you reiterated multiple times. Like he would like reiterate like, are you sure? Like you're good with that? You like he was like very like, and then he'd also like make suggestions, and that's what you need. You need suggestions. Then when we'd send the mix, he'd always say, I want to make sure you love it. And hearing somebody say that over and over, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to make sure I love it too.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
Well, it's good that you're doing that at 21. Yeah. Because when I was 21, I was scared to death to tell anybody.
Oh,
anything.
I was too.
Me
The
too.
first session we had, I was so scared to say anything because it was
That's Mike
you're
Johnson on
intimidated.
steel. I'm not going to tell him I don't like that.
you're
No
intimidated.
way.
Yeah.
But it's a two-edged sword, though. Sometimes you can say, hey, do this.
Yeah.
And then you put them in a box as
Yeah.
opposed to letting them do what they do.
Yeah.
So I always let the guys do their thing first,
Yeah.
because sometimes most of the time it's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, if there is something specific you're looking for, then you can, after that, he's like, all right, I love that, but can you maybe right here at this part, but ultimately, this is when they search up Kenna Elpers, they don't give a shit who's running the boards, or they looking, so, I mean, if I'm happy with it, that don't mean nothing. You got to be happy with it.
Yeah.
Well, that was the whole reason that we started this podcast in general, was because we were like, man, we want people to not just know about the artist, but everything behind the artist too, like all the producers, the players. And we've touched on session players here.
Yeah.
But like you just said, Craig, man, some of these A-listers, dude, they do this for a living. That's what those guys do. You sing songs and write songs, and when they walk in, man, they just know how to play it and make it sound like a radio cut. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
went
they
in.
do.
I went in one time, and we had a good demo on the song for the song we were going to track for the record, but I didn't like what the drummer was doing, so I immediately walked in and I told the drummer, Lonnie Wilson, great, of one of the greatest,
The best.
and I said, hey, don't do this, and even though I didn't tell him what to do, I told him what not to do, which again put him in a box. So he was trying to fit what I just told him without doing that. And my producer at the time, after the fact, that's when I learned. He said, don't do that again.
Yeah.
He said, let them do what they're going to do. Then if you don't like it, then we can change it.
Yeah.
So I learned my lesson that day.
That's awesome, man. Kenna, you want to keep rolling with us? It is up to you. I don't care.
It's your guys'
You
show.
do.
I'm just on it, hanging out.
We're just hanging out. It's your
I'm just
birthday.
hanging out. I like listening to people talk. I don't know. I'm just sitting here. I'm just like,
well, hell, hang out with us.
Yeah.
We'll bullshit.
all right,
Because
cool.
you can tell we're super professional and know exactly
Yeah.
what we're doing.
No, I even told your manager in the email. I was like, look, it's just gonna be like buddies sitting around,
I mean, but you did show up with damn pen and paper. Like that's. Legit.
I don't even.
That's what's up.
I don't even have.
I haven't owned a pen in
Nah, there ain't nothing in that thing.
What is this all about?
I got notes.
I don't know.
No, I lost a pen like 3 months ago, and I haven't bought another one.
I don't even know who put this up here. I don't need it.
Did you ever heard that joke Mitch Hedberg used to tell about pens? He was like, I stopped buying cheap pens because I got tired of not giving a shit when I lost them. And that was the joke.
Yeah.
Buddy, I couldn't tell you where to find a pen in our house. I don't write nothing.
It is amazing. We'll buy 100, 200 for here, Grindstone.
Yeah.
And 3 months later, they're all gone. I'm like, where are they going?
Yeah.
I lose pens all the time. I literally was just in class today. Lost a pen. I'm like, Professor, can I borrow your pen? She goes, again? Elpers? Get a pen.
And also, who would have thought we could kill 2.5 minutes with talking about pens?
I know. It's pretty impressive.
Exactly.
We did it.
We did it.
So, Mr. Craig Campbell, man. Golly, dude. So I got to tell you this story. Me and him are both huge fans of your music and your writing and everything. And one of our favorite songs is I Bought It. Both of us. Me and my band play that all the time. We love it. And
That song haunted us for a weekend.
Steven, dude.
What do you mean?
We're not kidding. That song haunted us.
It did. We listened to it a million times because we liked it.
I talked Tyler into going to buy a dog in Georgia. So we're on a road trip pulling my camper to Georgia.
Okay.
And I bet we listened to this song 25 times. This was right after I heard it for the first time, and I showed it to him. That's my son.
And I'm trying to talk him into buying a sibling of it because we're going to train them as retrievers together. And I kept trying to talk him into it, and we're sitting there and we're in the camper and we'd been drinking a little bit. I think it was a national championship weekend. Georgia was playing TCU.
Yeah, Georgia TCU game.
Recently?
No, the national championship.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
2
you
years
just
ago.
heard I bought it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, better late than never. Better late than never. Come on.
He showed it to me. He's like, "Have you heard this?" And I was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "Dude, that is great."
I don't know how I hadn't heard it, dude, because I'd listened to a ton of your music. And I don't know, but it just popped up, and I was like, man, I love that damn song. So I showed it to him. Well, we're sitting in the camper drinking, and I'm
like, come on, Justin, you need to buy this dog. We need, because I'm like, he trains dogs, he knows what he's doing. I'm kind of getting into it, and I'm like, man, if he gets one and I have one, I know he'll have to train with me. But if I just get this one and he says he's going to train with me, we might
probably,
be, yeah. And I'm sitting there begging him to do it, and all of a sudden Siri goes, "Playing Craig Campbell, I Bought It," and it just kicks on, and I'm like, "It's a sign."
See,
that's a true story. And my phone is like sitting across the table. Nobody's even near it. I don't even know what.
Did you get it?
For
did you buy it?
No.
Oh.
And for like a week and a half, my phone did that. Like,
wanted you to buy it.
It would be all the way across the living room, sitting on an end table, and just.
I guess in Siri's defense, I didn't mention buying a dog in the song.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. And then you just put out 2 new albums, and 3, right?
When will this go up?
Probably a few weeks.
So yeah,
for sure.
For sure. So yeah. But real quick before we get off, I Bought It. I didn't when I wrote it. I wrote it with some buddies, and that was their idea. They already had like half of the chorus written, or maybe all the chorus, and we wrote the verses around it. And so the hook "I Bought It" was their hook, and that's what they were like. And I said, "This is cool." And then finally, I just got the feeling like this guy, he's coming across like a wuss. I'm like, I can't handle this. So I talked them into going the other way towards the end, and
perfect.
They were like, they didn't want to do it at all.
Really?
They said the hook is "I Bought It." You can't change the hook. I said, well, then I'm not going to sing it. And they were like, okay, well let's
change the hook now.
All right, maybe I mean,
let's live with it. I mean, I didn't tell them that, but
Sure.
I said, guys, I really think this is the way to go. And sure enough, one of the co-writers I know called me a couple weeks later. Like, that really does set it up pretty good. And so even then I didn't know that it was going to make the record. They pitched that song to me through my producer, and my producer played it for me, and I said, Keith, you know that's me, right? And he said, yeah, I know it's you. And he's like, well, I'm a co-writer on the song. He said, I didn't know that. But it worked. My co-writers, they said, well, if Craig ain't gonna cut the song on his own, then we're gonna pitch it to his producer. And it worked. It ended up being one of my favorite songs on the record too.
I love that song.
So yeah, 2 records came out last year. We did the Lost Files Exhibit A and B, and then this year something I've been. Matter of fact, both all the music I've put out since I've been an independent artist, have been things that I've wanted to do for a very long time. But when you're signed to a record label and they're paying for everything, they can tell you what you can and can't do, and when you can take a shit, and when you know what I mean, like
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like I had a very short list of things that I wanted to do ASAP, and those 2 records I put out last year, and this cover album, Class of '89, this year. I couldn't wait to do
which
all
is
that.
awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
I've been wanting to do that same thing myself. Like I really want to do an old cover record.
Well, that was wasn't like something I've always wanted to do. I remember several years ago getting that the Alan Jackson Under the Influence album, one with Papa Top and The Way I Am, Earl Haggard, and then he had a cover of Blues Man. I said, yep, one day I'm gonna do a record of all my favorite songs. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I started with one song. I wanted to do Michael Peterson, Drink, Swear, Steal, and Lie. I wanted to recut that song. I've always wanted to recut that song.
Is it in your show?
And then Steven,
Okay.
And then Steven was like, let's just do 5 or 6 songs.
Let's go.
I'm like,
why not?
All right, let's do it. I love that idea.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah. So Exhibit A came out. Well, why was it called The Lost Files?
Why we're on Class of '89? So I bet we both follow you on social. I seen some reels. This is a 2-parter. So first, the whole Randy Travis thing. If you hadn't seen that on Craig's Instagram and everything, that's awesome.
It was. It was
really
awesome
cool.
doing it, but then it wasn't until I saw that video, like the video we did.
I was like, oh.
And I watched it as on my own feed. I'm like, wow. I mean, I got chills myself, and like that. It was pretty cool.
And 2, are we thinking about bringing that hair back anytime soon?
No, my wife. No. She fell in love with me with that hair, but she definitely doesn't want it to come back. No.
That was wild, man. He said I looked a lot different back then.
I sure did. Earrings, long. I flat ironed my hair.
So why did you call it The Lost Files?
Okay, so going back to the Lost Files, because those songs were literally songs that I had recorded on the previous record label deals that I've had, and they just, for whatever reason, those record labels didn't want to put those songs out. But so whenever like my first record label, they closed, so I had a whole album done, and I was able to bring it and just take it with me. When they closed, I got to keep it, and then we recorded probably a dozen or so songs with Broken Bow. Yeah. And they never got released. So when we parted ways, I said, "Can I have those songs?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can take them." And so most of those songs were just sitting on a hard drive, and they potentially could have just been lost. Matter of fact, there were 2 or 3 of them that my co-producer at the time, he couldn't find them.
Huh. Really?
So they were lost. And then when he finally did find the hard drive, it was damaged. So he had to send it somewhere, like in California, for them to recover the files off of that hard drive.
Wow.
So they were literally almost lost forever. And that's why we called them the Lost Files. And then, we use the whole like CSI, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, kind of stuff.
Well, think about that, dude.
That's really cool.
Think about how many songs in this town are lost.
How many songs are living on hard drives?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So many.
Dude.
Yeah. I've got a bunch just sitting in my laptop, and I know, like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do.
But this
stuff sitting on my phone that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm talking about fully produced, mastered, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
Wow.
It's great.
All I had to do was open up the hard drive and knock the dust off a little bit.
Kenna,
a good idea, though.
Kenna, we got you something coming in for your birthday, I think. I think you
coming in hot.
I think we got
love birthdays.
We got your mom on FaceTime.
Uh-oh.
My mommy's on FaceTime?
your whole family.
The whole family. Let's go.
Hi, Caleb. Happy birthday. Aw. Hi, guys.
Here, you talk to your daughter.
Caleb's drinking. I haven't had you know what? I haven't had my first legal drink yet. Hi. Hi, guys. You guys look all snazzy. Caleb, you look weird. He's wearing a floral top with a black backwards hat. Match yourself.
I look bougie as hell.
No, you don't.
Bougie as hell.
Him in floral print, and like,
we don't want to take up your guys' time. We just want to tell you happy birthday, and we love you.
I love you guys.
Hey, let's all sing happy birthday. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
She starts
you.
singing to me.
Happy birthday, dear Kenna. Happy birthday to you.
Anymore.
And then,
Love you guys.
We won't sing the last part.
Thank
Your
you so
dad's
much.
on
That's my
there.
favorite part. That's my favorite part. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. I totally wished for something great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love making
happy
wishes.
birthday.
Thank you.
What'd you wish for?
A hit song. No.
You're not supposed to tell that.
No. Something different.
So Exhibit A, man, I burnt that thing up.
Yeah.
And God in the ground she walked on.
Man, I
Craig.
tell you, I've been doing that song before I ever got my first record deal, and every time we went into the studio to cut songs for an album, I begged and begged for that song.
You had it that long?
Oh, dude,
Nobody-
I've been doing this song since like 05, 06. And
Dude.
I finally told my third record that I was making for Bigger Picture. I said, we're doing it. Finally, I was at a spot where I could put my foot down, and then the record label closed. So here we are. That hard drive, it sat on that hard drive for. When did the record last year? 23. So
Yeah.
almost 10 years.
Wow.
Literally it took me probably a month to be able to listen to that song and not cry.
Dude,
I freaking cried like a baby, dude. I love that damn song. And then Jim Smith, your bass player, he plays with me too sometimes, and whenever we can get a hold of him, and you played with me the day with Jim Smith.
Yeah.
And my fiddle player was out, and I had Tyler come help me sing. And we were talking after the show. We were like, man, that album's so good. And Jim goes, you just wait till you hear Exhibit B. And we were like, really? And he told us about a truck I grew up in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then that came
That's
out.
really good.
And now I've been burning that thing up. And man,
that song turned out good. Styles, I wrote that with Styles Howard. He's got a great version of it too.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite songs I've ever written.
that's a good one, man.
All those songs are great.
But God in the ground she walked on.
Beautiful.
That old man still worships God in the ground
so
she
good.
walked on.
Dude,
It's so good.
did you write that?
No.
Who?
Had I written it, I would have recorded it way back when. But
Yeah.
I didn't write it. It was a Philip Coleman, and I don't know who he co-wrote it with, but I do know Philip was on it.
That's crazy that you even remember that, actually. That's if it's been that long.
Yeah.
I can't tell you who I co-wrote.
Well,
any
I've
of my
told-
songs with.
Clearly, you didn't remember us right one in the back of a book.
It was a big deal, and I talked to him several times about. I was like letting him know I'm cutting your song,
Yeah.
and then it never came out. And then finally, 8-10 years later, I said, "Hey, well, finally, your song's finally coming out." So
Man.
that's
So your first radio was Family Man your first single to radio?
yeah,
You wrote, was that Joel Shoemate?
me and Joel and a guy by the name of John Henderson
Yep.
wrote that one.
I used to play with Joel a lot, and I'd always
Joel's
make
great.
him sing that song.
Joel's great.
He's
I
awesome.
played a songwriter fest with him last summer. Yeah, he's
Really?
great.
Joel's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool.
He wrote. I just heard another one he wrote that I'd never heard before. Toothbrush by Brad Paisley.
Yeah, it's such a good song.
That's a
Go,
good
man.
song.
All started with a toothbrush.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
a great one.
that's a great song.
Joel's killer, man. So, dude, Family Man was awesome too. Like all of them were, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how did that. What did that go to?
I think it peaked at 12. But I mean,
Really?
hey, I'm blessed. That thing
Heck yeah, man. I mean,
to be a a first song from an independent artist, not on a major label.
You weren't?
I was on Bigger Picture. It was independent. Like it was a small label, boutique. It was a slow song. It was a song, a wholesome song. So it was like it wasn't your, like, if you're looking at the program, if you will, for having a first single hit song, it didn't match. It didn't check all those boxes, which was a testament to the song being, I felt like it was a great first single for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted people to know about me right out of the gate.
Yeah. Sure. Well, I always feel like a lot of guys that have blown up always came out back then in that time frame, came out with a song like that. Like Brill Eldridge had Raymond.
Well, he didn't blow up though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
That song went to like mid-20s.
I know.
And then he put out one more song after that, and then he disappeared for a long time until then he came back with Don't You.
Yeah, Don't You.
Totally revamped.
It's crazy.
So
which Raymond is another one of my favorite songs.
So Raymond and Family Man were out at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard him do that live one time.
It's so good,
buddy.
And I remember, I get to say this about a lot of artists, but I remember when Brett used to open for me.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, that Raymond was a stud of a song.
Oh, dude,
still is. Yeah.
That was a good year for radio. I feel like, well, at least the shit I listen to, because that's the shit that I listen to.
The truth is, there's always good music. You just sometimes find it.
You just gotta
go
look for it. Yeah.
And even now more than ever, you gotta dig, dude.
Like even, I mean, I know he's catching some traction now with like Jake Worthington. That record is like,
that's one of the best country singers out there right 100%.
Now. 100%. So, but I don't know what his social numbers are like, but like he ain't getting no radio airplay, which don't mean anything these days.
Yeah.
But if you gotta hear about him through somebody else almost.
Yeah. But
once you do, man, like I said, there's a lot of artists out there like that.
Zach Top's taking off right now.
Yeah, he is.
And see, but his social numbers are taking off too. So I have a feeling Zach's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
I hope. We need that, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
in
my opinion,
I remember that.
Somebody posted something the other day about new songs that had come out, and it was 4 artists, and he was one of them. And like, who do you think? Blah blah blah, and it was Zach Top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are craving it, man.
Mm-hmm.
We see it like we just mentioned a little bit before the show. Like we play downtown all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And either way, if we're downtown, if we're on the road, whatever, everybody comes up to me and my band because that's all we do is 80s and 90s country. And they're like, thank you guys. We've been looking for you guys for a whole week, and you're the first ones we found.
Yep.
That is so sad.
I've had people come up and they said that same thing. They're like, yeah, we asked the band last night, could they play Boot, Scoot, and Boogie? And they looked at us and they were like, that's an odd request to make right now. And we're like, that's just, I was like, that's crazy.
No, here's the even worse is like, yeah, we can get it. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Honey in the country, passing the summer. You know what I mean? Like,
that's.
You don't know the words to Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
Yeah.
You probably don't need to
You
be
don't
playing.
need to be there.
Yeah. I know when we moved to town, there was like that list you got, and it was like, which I mean, when I moved here, I pretty much knew all of them anyway, but it was like all just the standard like country songs.
The Broadway standards list.
That style of music is like timeless to me. Like to this day, like I love hearing like 80s, 90s country. Like that's my favorite era of country music. And so when I hear people, they're like especially people my age that are just like, I've never heard of this, but like when I play like Jody Messina or like I'll play like Brooks and Dunn, and they're just like, who's Brooks and Dunn?
That makes me sick.
I'm like, and then you get that look from like those kids. They're like, I'm not a big country music fan. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I got a
You
request.
live in Tennessee, man.
I got a request for 12 Dozen Roses the other day.
oh my God,
I swear to God.
that's a lot of damn roses.
Dude, I got one a year or so ago for chicken fried rice.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something even worse than that is several years ago, I was still playing on Little Broadway, and somebody, I Told You So by Randy Travis.
Yeah.
And then somebody walks up, there's a chick, she's like, oh my God, I never thought that a dude could sing a Carrie Underwood song and sound great. And I said, get out of here. Get out of here right now. Don't come back.
Oh,
That's
my
hilarious.
gosh.
That's so funny. My favorite.
We get it all the time, man.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that for those of you that don't know, Jessie and I used to play sometimes down on Broadway together. And my favorite thing that she did was like when people are just like younger kids are like out there and she's like, who wants to hear some 90s like country like Morgan Wallen? And like she said that and people went nuts. They're like, yeah, play that 90s country. I was in tears, like literally in full blown tears because I was like, are you serious? And she goes, it works every time. It's crazy.
I think sometimes my favorite
was
part,
so
my
funny.
favorite part about that job is just people watching.
Oh,
It is the
I loved
best.
it.
Oh, speaking of crazy thing, I had a memory pop up with Trent Glisson today.
Yeah.
Me and him were playing, and we
He's
had
got
this.
some funny stories.
We were playing at Luke's, and we had this lady she's fighting mad at us, man. I'm not joking. She came up to the stage and she's like, "Hey," and we're like, "Hey, how are you doing, ma'am?" And she was like, got her $20 in her hand, like waving it at us, like dance monkey. And she's like, "Do you know The Storm Rolls On by Garth Brooks?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "I don't think so." I said, "I know. Is this what you're talking about, Thunder Rolls?" And I started the kickoff and saying, "No, not you said you know Garth Brooks." And Trent goes, "What does she want, Garth Brooks?" He goes, "I know a lot of Garth Brooks." I said, "You know The Storm Rolls On?" He goes, "The Thunder Rolls?" And she's like, "No, that's not it." And she turns around and walks back, and I said, "I guarantee you that's it." And I start playing it, and she goes, "Yeah, that's it." And I was like, "I just sung that
That's
to
so
you, and you're
funny.
screaming at me."
I've almost seen Jessie get in multiple fights with girls like yelling at her for things like that. She's
Jessie's the best.
Yeah.
When somebody's giving her
Dude,
attitude.
she had a girl.
Security,
We were
boom,
playing
and
a
they're
closing
just out
slot.
there. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
look, you don't fuck with a redhead.
We're playing. No, we're playing she should have known. We're playing a closing slot, and like there's this girl's like yelling, "Play Jason Aldean." We had done a ton of her requests. She did not throw $1 in nothing in the tip jar. Play Jason Aldean. We're at Jocelyn Aldean's bar. She's like, we're not gonna do that right now. Girl gets up on this one step up, and all Jessie says is, "You better back down, little girl." And I was like, "Oh God." Oh, people down there are just wild, and people who think that they know, like they're like play country music, and then they're requesting like, I don't know, what was the? I'm trying to think of what weird requests I've got. I've gotten like a lot of rock requests recently, which
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I can do that, but 80s, 90s country, man. That's why I like Craig's music. That's why it's timeless. It's got that country.
You used to play the stage all the time, right?
Yep. I was there for 5 years, 6 years, every Tuesday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
I just played there for the first, same circuit. I played Legends for the first time. I never played that circuit. I don't know. I just haven't. And again, I played my first show and it's freaking slam packed Friday night, 6 to 10. We killed it, man. We made a bunch of money, had fun, and get home and I texted the booking guy and I was like, "Hey man, me and the band had so much fun. Appreciate the gig, dude. If you ever need me again, hit me up." He's like, "Only complaint I got was a few slow songs after 8 o'clock." And dude, I just racked my brain. I'm like, what fucking slow songs did we play?
Oh gosh.
And I couldn't think of one. Like the slowest song I think we played was like Friends in Low Places. And I'm like, damn, it's like everywhere now wants
It is.
party bands or pop music.
It was like that even when I was down there, but
Really?
it was for Fridays and Saturdays. If you were Friday 6 to 10, 10 to 2, or Saturday, you were pretty much instructed not to play any slow songs at all.
Yeah.
But that's why I specifically asked for Tuesday. I sought it out. I said I want to be on Tuesday nights. That way I could put the band together, and everybody 99% of the time can be there on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're not out on the road with other people. And we developed a really cool thing, and I was 2 for 1, 2 fast, 1 slow, 2 fast, 1 slow.
Nice.
That's just but we developed an audience,
Yeah.
and that's what they expected.
Yeah.
So I did not want to do a Friday and Saturday because I knew I love playing slow songs.
Well, that and you just got to deal with all the people.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a whole nother crowd on Friday and Saturday than it is
Oh,
on
yeah.
a Tuesday.
Oh, I
Crazy.
remember. I played
Oh, yeah.
piano. I played piano for a lot of people that sang and fronted on Fridays and Saturdays. But I did not want to be the front guy.
So
Sure.
you played keys for Luke, Brian?
I did before he got his record deal.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
That had to have been hard on Luke, knowing you got somebody back there behind you that's a better singer.
I tell you, well,
We got the same last name. I'm allowed to say that.
now he eventually like told me, he said, you don't need to be anybody's side man.
Yeah.
He said, so I'm gonna let you go.
That's awesome.
Really?
But I remember he didn't know who I was. I was a friend of a friend that threw my name in the hat for that gig, and so I didn't know Luke at all. And then one day we had a couple of shows under our belt, and I'm back there just sound checking my piano, and I'm singing, getting my monitors right, and here he's like, "It was you," and I said, "What?" And I'm scared. Like, what are you talking about? Apparently, he was on Lower Broadway one night or one day or whenever, and saw a dude playing piano and singing. And he was like, "Oh my God, who is this guy?" And never got my name. And then he finally put two and two together. And then so it wasn't long after that. He said, "You need to be out front." He says, "You don't need to be anybody's side man."
Which is the truth.
That's cool.
And he helped. He introduced me to a lot of people.
That's cool.
Did you tour with him at all?
In 2017, he took me out on hunting, fishing, loving every day.
I bet that was wild.
Like 13, 14 shows.
That's awesome, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
I've been to several of his concerts. He seems like he's just the nicest guy.
He is.
You walk away from his show and it's like, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
And he loves the stuff that we love. He loves all the 80s and 90s country, man.
Oh, yeah. That's a
There's fact. When he comes to his bar, that's all he wants. And there's really only two bands there that play it, which is me and Jamie Baxter. And Jamie Baxter had a phenomenal band, but he just moved away from town. So that leaves me pretty much to play Luke's parties now, but that's all he wants. He don't want anything else. He wants 90s country, which is killer. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Awesome.
I would be the same way. Matter of fact, that's what we have here.
Yeah,
sure.
Here at Grindstone is all country, but when I play here once a month, we do nothing but 90s all night.
Yeah,
That's a good show.
Which is awesome, by the way. And if you're ever in Nashville, you should definitely take a trip down here to Eagleville and check this out if you like coffee, because this place is cool.
Coffee,
Great
breakfast,
coffee.
lunch.
Yeah, you guys got food and everything. You got alcohol.
We do more food. We're more of a restaurant than anything.
Really?
We started out as a coffee shop, but then our customers quickly told us what we were.
Yeah, people have a way of doing that.
Yeah.
So you are a restaurant, and that's what we are. That's what we do.
Bring Addie over here for a date one day.
It's
Yeah,
good food, good coffee. Oh, it's good.
Good times.
Good times. For real.
We're
Great music.
Talking about stuff that pisses you off when people say the wrong artist
Somebody with a car?
to a song.
A truck. I bet I can tell you who it was.
You think so?
Same one.
We're talking about when people piss you off when they say the wrong artist to a song. I know you probably loved it because I guess it gained a lot of traction, but
I know what
I
you're
got
saying.
a lot of
Yeah, I know where we're going with
Play
that.
Outskirts of Heaven by Warren Ziders. I'm like,
You know how many people I've had to tell in the past 3 months that
It's like, that's not who
sings that song? And I'm like, you have to hear the real version.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The like,
But the truth is, I mean, he had a way bigger audience than I did at that time. And it's a cover song for him. But, there's a lot of people that have had great success doing cover songs. I mean, just look, one of the biggest songs last year was Fast Car. And most of the people had no idea that Tracy Chapman was the original artist.
Yeah.
And they probably would never have known had it not been such a big deal that, she wrote that song by herself and it was on the CMAs and blah, blah, blah. I think the biggest, when people do, like, if they get, like, upset about it, like, that's a Craig Campbell song. It's because it wasn't that very long ago that I had it on the radio.
Yeah.
And but hey, I don't, when he reached out to me and said, hey, can I record the whole thing? I was like, absolutely. Because even when I had it on the radio, I feel like I got snubbed.
Yeah.
Because it only went to 24 on the chart.
that's crazy.
And
That's just
that
not.
song is
and
That's
I-
a damn number.
and
one
I feel
song.
like
That don't make sense.
song needs to be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't care who sings it. So when he's like, hey, can I record this song? I'm like, yes. Because you have even the audience that you have is not the audience that I have. So it's a whole new group of people that are going to get to hear this song, and that's what it was written for.
That's a damn.
It's
That's a
such
great song.
It's
a great way to think
It
about
happened.
it. It's a great way to think about it too.
It happened here one night. I was there was a birthday party, and
It happened to you?
no, yeah, I was just bartending. I was just hanging out, and the birthday boy knew that that was my song, and he said, "Will you get up and sing it?" And because he had a guy playing, and I said, "Sure, you're the birthday guy, whatever you want." So I did it, and then I got down, and there was a lady at the end of the bar. She's like, "Oh my God," she said, "You sang that Warren Zyder song really good." And I said, I'm
Get
sure
out.
I did. No.
leave this place.
I said, I'm sure I did. And I said, that's
take her
because
picture.
it's actually my song. And she said, no, it's not. I said, yeah, it is. She's like, no, it's not. And she's arguing with me. And at the time, back there below that G, I had just gotten it to my gold record.
Yeah.
They had presented it to me the last summer. And I was like, well, you can go back there and look at that gold record, and it's proof that it's my song. She's like, no kidding. So, I mean, it happens, but at the end of the day, she knew the song,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
she knew Warren's version of it.
Yeah.
And for that, I am very grateful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He did it pretty good. Was that what blew him up on
I mean,
TikTok?
he's a hell of a
Well, at
singer.
least it was
He's
for me.
awesome.
I had never seen him until that song.
I
Yeah.
think he was already kind of there. Like when I first met him, he was already over 1 million on TikTok.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, because he had done a bunch of the Morgan stuff, that cover me up, like in the parking garage.
yeah.
Like with the acoustics. I mean, he had done some cool stuff, but I think when he covered Outskirts in that stairwell, I think it was a moment for him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's totally how he became famous. It was a moment. There's
That's
a lot
the video I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the first time. I remember my friend sending it to me, and she was like, "It was really good."
I think he
It was
posted
great.
like 50 different
He
videos
did.
of him singing.
It started like it was like the bridge, and then the verse,
Yeah,
second
and
verse,
then-
choruses.
and then we did some stuff together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I've
the
heard
stairwell.
that.
Yeah, I remember.
I
And
still
that-
remember that one too. That was the.
Good Lord, what do we?
I know there's
we're
like-
gonna- this is
Getting it, man.
Not a very good representation of a restaurant.
Yeah.
But he cool dude. We went to the studio and cut that acoustic version, and he let me. He says asked me could I sing harmony on it, and I was like, dude, yes, let's go. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Well, I don't know how I really don't know how I feel about some of the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get into social media, man. I hate it. I just hate doing it. I don't
Most
hate
people
it.
do. And that was the conversation I had with my manager a couple of years ago. I said, I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to be doing all that dancing stuff, And I said, I'm not doing that.
No
Are you
Walker
pulling a
Hayes.
Walker Hayes. That's not the
But kudos to the people that do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish I
that
could
was their
dance
path.
like that. I'd do it if I could.
I've tried.
So she said, but we have to. I said, oh. I said, well, let's figure something out. And so she said, let's get a couple of guys that can come to the house once a week and can a bunch of content, and they can edit it and they can send it back to us, blah, blah, blah. And I said, that's the only way I can do it. And I've been doing that for 2 years. And I actually now I do have fun doing
You post some
TikTok.
You're
really
funny.
funny shit.
But
Yeah, some funny stuff.
All the ones with the rotary phone are my favorite.
Those are hilarious. The dad jokes. And
Yeah.
stuff.
So
have you noticed the cables cut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the small nuggets that I wonder
Yeah.
do people see that?
That's the thing. It's always like little stuff. You're like, I was like, I bet Craig Campbell
Did
was
you
a lot
see,
of fun
like-
to hang out
So-
with.
Yeah.
And that's what I also told my manager. I said, I've posted stuff about music and I've sang into my camera and I've done all that. And I was like, that doesn't move the needle. I said, we got to do something else. So she said, well, I mean, I think you're a pretty funny dude. Why don't you do some of that? So that's where all that started.
I stole one of your things last night.
Oh God.
You know what? We always we borrow. You didn't steal it. You borrow it. It's fine. I've got some stuff that I borrowed.
Good story.
So I was on stage. We had a pretty good show last night. It was awesome. We had a great crowd. They were cool as hell. They wanted
It was
to hear,
busy downtown.
They
yesterday.
wanted to hear the stuff that I wanted
I was
to play.
down there.
It was.
I was down there for about 45 minutes.
Should have came
Yeah,
to
That's
Luke's.
about,
played-
that's about all I could take.
I played the
Should have came
morning
to Luke's.
slot,
It was awesome.
and
we were
it was
playing the
getting
good
busy
shit,
when I was
man.
leaving. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Well, everywhere at TC was dead. Apparently, Tequila Cowboy was dead. FGL was dead. Miranda's was dead. And Jason's was dead. And we had Luke's slam packed
That's crazy.
playing country music. And we drank a decent amount and just had a damn blast. And the crowd was, man, they were wild as shit. So I just wanted to see if I could get them to be quiet. So I look at Steven, my guitar player, and I was like, Steven, you ain't gonna believe what I'm fitting to do next. And we finished the song, and I said, guys, can y'all just be quiet for a second? And everybody just, dude, it was like, you could hear
Dead
cricket in there.
silence.
And I just picked some random guy. I'm like, hey, man, you got your phone on you? He's like, yeah. I said, come up here. I said, what's your number? He put his number in my phone. I said, I'm going to call you. Pretend like you're not 3 feet from me. And I called him. He's like, hello? I'm like, hey, what has a small pecker and hangs down? He goes, I said, a bat? What has a big pecker and hangs up? And the crowd kind of laughed, and then it went silent again. He's like, I don't know what. And I was like, click. We're going to play some George Strait, everybody.
Isn't that funny?
That's
Isn't
hilarious.
that funny?
It's so funny.
But I was like,
That's so funny.
I bet I watched that video 100 times.
that's a good one.
so funny.
That's a good one.
I think you
But
sent
I
it,
did
you
it
sent
on
it to
stage.
me.
That's hilarious.
You
That
sent it to me on
room-
everything.
That room erupted when I did that. I mean, dude, they laughed their ass off. And then I told them we were coming here today, and we played a few of your songs last night. Oh, man, it was so funny, though.
That's
But
a good joke. Man, that's a
So
good
funny.
joke.
I never heard that before.
I hadn't either.
I think I read it. I read it. I was like, that would be funny. Like if we acted it out. I got one from Anthony Jeselnik. He's one of my favorite comedians. Where he was like, he was a conversation between him and his buddy's girlfriend. Like, I can't believe you told him. Blah blah blah. He's like, you sure it was me? She's like, yeah, it was you. She's like, well, did he call you a bitch? And she's like, no. He's like, did he call you a? She's like, no. Well, then it wasn't me.
I seen that one, too.
You two
wasn't
bits are
me.
funny.
Oh man.
They're very funny.
I just don't.
So we borrow.
I like it because it's different. Like you're not
Yeah.
just hopping on all the trends. You know,
Mhm.
you just
Can't
kinda-
do it. I can't. So there's some trends every now and again. We'll jump some
Well, if
sounds
it
we'll use,
fits,
but
you know,
yeah.
I stink at TikTok. I like it. I mean,
I'm so bad at it.
that was advice that you had given me whenever we met like a year and a half ago or whatever here. I was like, I don't like doing content. And he was like, well, you got to do it. He literally
Yeah.
said that exact thing. You
I'm
got to
like,
do
I
it.
don't-
And after that day, I remember I started posting every day and I would get so tired of it. And
Yeah.
it's true though. You got to post every day.
I was
but-
spending money putting out singles, and I was like, man, these things are getting like 1,000 streams, 2,000. I was like, I gotta put time into this. And I think my last one I did, I posted. I was like, all right, I'm gonna hold myself to this. I'm gonna post every day for a month, and I did. And that one got like, I think it's like 80, 90,000, something like that. Which I mean, isn't huge. Good for me.
yeah.
And I was excited about it. I mean, it makes a difference though. It just goes to show
It
you.
does.
You got to feed the machine.
One of
Yeah.
my songs.
I just don't
put
know how
out-
to do it.
God, last January I put out a song called New Me, and that song had a moment on TikTok. Like it just kind of like had really good views, and
Yeah.
I think, I mean, it's almost 100,000
Yeah.
streams on like Spotify or something like that. And
Yeah.
I think one of my most viewed videos, I was building like a live edge wood slab that I was putting in my studio to put all my kind of gear and stuff on. It's just a video of me sanding it and finishing it, and it got like 40,000 views and all these likes, and I'm like, okay. So I just started taking like random videos of like like we were on your bass boat or something, and have one of like the sunset and like the sun, like kind of like ambient videos.
Mhm.
Those work for me.
It's
apparently.
crazy.
The ones with my ugly
the-
mug in it don't do as good.
the ones you think are going to take off
Never do.
never do. But then I posted a video of a cow standing on the edge of a pond, and it was a sharp edge, and you couldn't see the water, so it looked like he was on a cliff. So I filmed him, and I was like, "Don't do it. You got your whole life ahead of you." Went viral.
Really?
That's crazy.
But at the top of it said "Suicide Watch in Progress."
Oh my god.
So that caught because you got to catch them within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, I
Just
have all
dumb.
the,
Just dumb.
you have all these people who are like, you got to post at this amount of time. You got to, you got to
Does
post
that matter?
3
I
videos
don't
a
think it
day. And
does.
I don't know that it matters.
I think it's just staying
I do.
consistent and like engaging.
I think we do 3 or 4 a week.
I mean, if
It's
you
max.
did what some of these people say you got to do to blow up, I mean, you wouldn't have time to do
It's
anything
a full-time
else.
job. That's what I mean by having like those guys come to my house and do all the heavy lifting. I mean, most of them were my ideas, but then we collaborate on a lot of stuff. But I don't have time to do all that. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be able to have those guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
I started posting like daily at first, but then I stopped caring about like everyone always said like high, like you need super high quality or something like that. I started just posting like I did a video of me cleaning my car in the snow, and that video like went up in views, like high up, and then it got taken down because UMG removed their like artist profiles or whatever, and I had like one of those songs on it or something. But like, or like videos of me like I have a clip in my car and I'll be driving and I just click record it for like 2.5 hours of my drive, and then I clip it and just I say some weird things, and like that stuff works. I started posting random things, but I put up a song of me singing. They're like 400 views. That's all you're getting.
Great idea to do it while you're driving because you're not doing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
just
I talk to myself. I know that's weird, but I'll like talk out loud, and so just talking out loud to myself, and people think I'm funny, and I'm like, no.
I feel like it's good that you can do it all on your own now. You ain't got to have a record label to push you to all these millions of people.
It's true.
But
it's a lot of work.
At the same time,
anyone can do it.
There's a lot of really, really good artists that will never have got traction on any of these things too. And it's like, what does it? And then you hear somebody, just being honest, then you hear somebody that goes super viral that can't sing worth shit. And you're like, how?
What are they doing?
Your video you put up that got some traction was fun. That hit it right on the nose.
You signed a TikTok artist, never played a show.
Never played a show.
Oh,
Never.
that was great.
Sitting on the singing on the toilet or whatever it was.
That one was great.
Wait till you see well, I don't know when this is going to air, but
It'll be a while.
Okay. Well, I got another one coming out, a follow-up to that.
Good.
Oh, I can't
Good.
wait.
Because that was
You can probably have to cut this out, but because there's no way to kind of tell you without, because you haven't seen it, but it's just it's I don't mention any names, but you know who I'm talking about when I make it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I'm
great.
excited.
I just love we've talked about this before. There's several.
Dude, we have this conversation 3 times a week.
Yeah. There's,
It's like the new like icebreaker for two like music
there's
people to
one
talk.
of
So
them.
how's your thoughts on TikTok?
There's one of them that was hitting me up to play gigs with me every single week, and I just wouldn't book them anymore because nobody cared. Like they just didn't add anything to the show. They weren't bad, but like
Stage presence wise, just what?
yeah.
They're not great.
And then next thing you know, they're like playing fucking arenas, and I'm like, I know for a fact they were not ready for that. No way. You know.
Well,
and
they got somebody that's paying the bill and giving them voice lessons and giving them choreography and putting them a band together and building their tracks for them and building their light show and their video walls. I mean, man, look, if I had the money to roll around with 3 semis, you know what I mean, and carry around some of the production that some of these cats do, I promise you I'd be famous.
Sure.
yeah.
Because I mean, but I just don't have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's visual.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's some
It's just sad to me. I mean, I look
best way to
at
put it.
guys like you, and I listened to when you were on the Justin Moore podcast, and Justin's the same way. Like, he's never got any credit at award shows or anything.
He got the one,
He's awesome.
when he got voted New Artist of the Year. he
said-
was like 7-8 years in.
He said, I was starting to think there was a height requirement.
Yeah, such a great response.
So funny.
But he's right. I mean,
That's
but
awesome.
you know, it's frustrating because even the award shows are blocked, block voting. You know, it's like
was it you guys on that episode that said you guys got to buy tickets?
Yeah, you have to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know about being nominated if you have to buy a ticket, but I know even if like having hit songs on the radio, I had to buy every ticket I had to be. If you had to.
Is that not crazy?
Sit down in the artist area, and they were expensive.
I remember we were we were coming back from somewhere. I think Ohio. We'd been hunting, or I don't know. We were doing something. We were listening to that, and like you said that, we both looked at each other like, "Did you know that?" I was like, "No, I didn't know that."
Record labels usually pay for it, but
they probably couldn't pay me to go to an award show.
Well, I don't know I'm sure I brought it up, but me and Justin left an award show at the same time.
I think you guys said that.
Really?
Me and him. And our wives ended up in the elevator together, leaving because I think we had saw the same thing and were disgusted at the same exact thing.
Yeah.
At the same exact moment. We were like, can't take it no more.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
AJ did that, didn't he?
And we were in the elevator together, and I was like, you've had enough too, huh?
Yeah.
And we got out of it. I ain't been back.
I don't blame you, buddy.
But I mean, I'm not part of it either. It's a circle. If you got to be in it. If you ain't in the circle, you ain't gonna get no nominations. No, it's
yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like you're doing all right, man. You do what you want.
I'm blessed.
You're making the music.
I hope, insanely.
The music you're making,
it's phenomenal music.
I listen to it all the time.
But I hope people don't think what I'm saying, taking it as me, like I have a grudge.
Yeah.
No.
My path was different.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I am as happy as I've ever been making.
Do whatever you want.
I'm having so much fun making music. This place, I'm about to open up 2 more locations.
Really?
And my girls, my daughter is finally, sticking her toes into the music.
She just released a song.
I've seen that.
And to share that passion with her and it's just, man, ain't nothing I'd change.
Yeah.
I'm on top of the world right now.
That's awesome.
I don't think I see it as a grudge. Like, I think if anything, it makes like people like us, and other artists aware.
But sometimes,
and it's not in a bad way. It's just I like that you share that.
But
side.
sometimes people can come across as just
I'm
bitter.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Well, honestly, it kind of.
I've seen some of your.
It kind of gives me some hope. It's like
comments.
you still don't have to be in that circle. You can be outside of that circle and have an awesome life and be able to do the things you want to do and sing the things you want to sing.
I will tell you somebody I'm super envious of, but it's not like it's kind of with a smile on my face.
Yeah,
Billy Currington.
Oh yeah,
that dude ain't won no awards, but he crunk out. Is crunk a word?
Yeah.
Crunk is
it is
It's
at this table.
Yeah. Sure. I think it is.
However many number ones and just sells out arenas and just chills, man, and goes and surfs half the year. Like that's the career right there. You put out
Justin's kind of on the same level.
Justin, same way. Dirks.
Yeah.
If you think about how many awards has Dirks ever won?
Not many.
But
you don't even see him on the award shows.
This so crazy you said that because last night my roommate and I were just talking about Dirks Bentley, and we were talking about how we were listening off certain songs. I'm like, I've not heard him. Like, I haven't seen him on any award shows recently. I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
We were wondering about that. His music's
and great
too.
songs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They just put out great songs. You go to a Billy Currington concert and you're like, wow,
I
forgot about those songs.
You know them all.
Hit after hit.
Walk a little straighter, daddy.
You're leading me.
What a damn country song. Some of his new stuff's kind of wild though, man. You heard it?
I haven't heard of the new stuff.
It's like EDM stuff.
Really?
Well,
sweet.
What do they call it? The midlife crisis.
He's out there. He's out there on a beach somewhere taking LSD and recording some crazy shit.
Allegedly.
That's funny.
EDM music. My midlife crisis was I bought a 87 Square Body the other day.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's my kind of midlife crisis.
Yeah, we gotta see pictures of that.
Well, guys, we gotta wrap it up. Get you going, and man, Craig, Kenna, thank you guys for coming on bullshitting with us.
Thank you guys, seriously.
Thank you for asking.
It's been a good day.
It's been a good weekend. I don't know if you heard us say, I don't know if you hunt or fish or anything, but we've been turkey hunting all weekend. We killed 2 really big birds, and then we come here and get to do this today.
I ate a turkey sandwich on Saturday.
Living the
It was really
dream.
good too.
Living
I
the
didn't
dream.
go turkey hunting, but I sure had a fine turkey.
Fine turkey.
Seriously, we're not. Kenna, you're one of our best friends, me and Jesse, and
No,
we
you
love
guys
you
are
to
awesome.
death. We love your
We're
music.
friends now, so
We're friends now too. You guys are the first, some of like the first 3 people I met in
Yeah.
here. You, Trent, and Jesse.
And Craig, thank you for coming on, man. Me and him, like I said, we're all
appreciate
big fans. We love your stuff.
Right on. Well,
We
hey,
burned it
I
up.
appreciate y'all coming down and sitting up here at Grindstone. And,
Hell yeah.
man.
I guess
And,
I'll be playing here in October, I guess. So
yeah,
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Maybe the stage will be a little bit bigger next time.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll be out
There
there
we
with
go.
some of that,
Nah,
whatever that whiskey was.
We'll put my fiddle player out there.
Pretty
on the
impressive
porch.
how much you can fit on the stage.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
Long as the drummer comes in with a fairly small kit,
With the right
you
kit.
can do some cool stuff.
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I might fire a drummer by then. we might
Poor
we might be a bluegrass band. No drums.
I'll bring the banjo, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.